This is not a drill. Buckley Outdoors is back. We're bringing you coverage from 2018 opening day of deer hunting season. Sit back and relax because you're watching Buckley Outdoors. Alright guys, like you heard in the intro there, Buckley Outdoors is back. We are so sorry that we couldn't get any videos out to you in about 6 months. With everything that happened over the summer, with our footage being deleted and the computers not working and not having a real solid editing system, we just couldn't get anything out there for you. Once we finally got the software back to edit videos, all of our footage was gone and it was a nightmare. So we are so happy to be back. It's been a slow fall. We've all been waiting for opening day. It's finally arrived on us. You're watching the opening day episode. So sit back and relax because it's about to be good.
First action of the morning. There are about 6 or 7 deer that out by that big tree out there. They moved from the swamp out just north of that big tree, and then they made their way back towards the swamp. Optimism is in the air right now. There are deer on the property. Let's see if we can get them to come to the south side of the property. That way we can get 1 or 2 of them on the ground. Alrighty guys, so just to give you an update, it's 10:40 right now. There's been decent action. In fact, we got deer walking across the field right now. Give me a second. So we've got some does walking across the field there. They're making their way over toward the Nathan's bed. Have to keep our eye on that. They're moving. Startled by something? Hang tight a second, guys. I can continue to talk a little bit. So, I think it's been these three right here. Got 2 does and a younger. Just a yearling. I don't know if it's a doe or a buck, but I can't imagine it is. They're heading over to the swale right now, which I'll throw a map up, is east of where all of our property is. It's actually still on our property, but they're heading that way. Yeah. In fact, we got a blind setting up right where they go through. So if that would be a buck, I'd be pretty mad right now, because I was thinking about going and sitting there. But, so, anyway, we've had those 3 that have been coming in and out of the swamp for a majority of the morning. Earlier, before my camera died, I think, we had 6 or 7 does run north and off our property across the road I'm not exactly sure who owns that over there, but they had some does over there. We heard some gunshots from that direction, but they didn't come back over in a rush. They just kind of moseyed back over. Um, but eventually they did come back over. It was about 10ish when they did that. 10, quarter after 10. Other than that, we've been watching these does come in and out of the swamp, and other than that, we just haven't had much. I mean, there was a doe behind me, but it was in shooting distance. But I just don't know if I want to take a doe this early. I mean, it's only quarter to 11, so if I take a doe now, I'm going to be out for at least an hour getting everything taken care of there. It's probably going to screw up anything that would come through the area in that time. So really, until about maybe 3 or 4, I might just end up taking a buck. I would probably pass on a doe, but if it gets to like 3 or 4 o'clock, I might take a doe and call that a day if I get the chance. But it was in shooting distance. It was about 50 yards behind me, and I could have taken the chance at it, but like I said, I really don't want to take a doe this early. So other than that, the neighbors got a doe, so they drove back with their truck and got it and left and didn't have anything. And other than that, there's been a yearling running around behind me here, so I'm guessing probably the mother got shot and the yearling is just running around right now. So we'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what's going on. And yeah, those does made their way over to the swale, so we'll see what happens from here. Just a side note from that talk I just did, as soon as I got done, 3 more does popped out of the swamp, and they're running around over there now. I'm just so surprised that being the middle of the rut with all these does running around, we aren't seeing bucks. I mean, I saw one buck earlier, and that's the only thing I've seen as far as males. So, with all these females running around, there's got to be bucks around. We just got to get them out. So we'll keep our eye on those does. I think they may have ran back into the swamp, but I'll let you know what I see and keep you posted. Not sure if you can tell by the shot behind me here, but it is starting to snow. Not huge snowflakes, but it's coming down pretty steady. I don't know if that's gonna make them move more or less, but at least I'm in my blind because I really don't want to get snowed on right now. I don't think you can see because of the post, but I've got a doe right there. It's about 55 yards up. Easy shot. I'll turn it down. Hope there's a buck after it, because this might be a dumb decision. Alright, so to keep you guys posted, it has stopped snowing for the time being. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay that way, because they're calling for snow this afternoon too. That doe, just a small doe that just came through here. I was watching. I could have had a shot at her about 60 yards down that way. But to me, with 6.5 hours left, it's not taking a doe right now, or it's not worth taking a doe right now when at any moment a buck could be walking through and you could get your shot at a buck. To me, it's just not worth the walk in and taking the time back up there and then coming back out and having it be like 1:30 or 2 o'clock when, I mean, I could have gotten a shot at a buck in that time. If I had the shot at a buck, I'd absolutely take it, especially, you know, if it was a decent buck, I'd take it, especially if it was a big one, I'd take it. But at a little doe like that, I mean, I'll stick to my decision. Now if it's later in the day and It's like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. Yeah, I'd consider taking that shot, but probably wouldn't because it's still a small doe. If it was a decent sized doe later in the day, I'd definitely take it, but just gotta keep my eyes peeled and maybe catch a nap here or there. But for now, we're just gonna see how this works out.
Hey guys, so my battery isn't the fullest, so I haven't really been doing a lot of recording today. I've seen a couple does, had a really small doe enter the food plot early and then go sit right over here in the woods for a little bit, for about half an hour, and eventually got up and walked away, but then had doe come through the food plot later, and we've been seeing does everywhere, but just haven't been seeing a lot of bucks. Open to it's about 11:30 right now. Been out here for almost 6 hours actually. About 6 o'clock is when we got out to the blind here. Um, Hoping to see some bucks in the last half of the day. I'm hoping to put one on the ground.
That doe came down by him, never came into gun range. He said if it did, he probably would take it because just like I thought, I'm out here hunting for a buck. I've never shot a buck, and I really don't want to settle for a doe this early. But Mitchell, he's coming out just to shoot a deer, so he'd be okay with that. And then he said he'd probably just call it a day. But he said he would even consider because it was a small one. He said he would kind of think about not taking it, but I don't know. I guess if you get put in this situation, you might take it. But either way, the snow is starting to pick up. It's pretty good now. I mean, I don't know how this is going to affect the deer. Might make them sit, might make them move. Right now, they're not moving at all right though, so I got a feeling they're in the neighbor's pine trees. That's where the bucks are, because the does are running around like crazy. And you'd figure it's the heat of the rut, so you'd figure the bucks would be chasing the does, and that's why I've been hoping on a couple of them. But no, there's just been no bucks. I've seen one buck all day. At this point, we're looking at snow, cold. I mean, my feet are rather cold, but I threw a hand warmer in there, in one of them, so it's kind of staying warm when I put pressure on it. But other than that, they're kind of cold, and yeah, I just gotta stay put for now and see what happens. It's right now it's noon. I about said midnight, but it's noon, so we got about 6 hours left of daylight, and then we'll go from there and see what happens.
Hey guys, it's shortly after 3 o'clock here. Slightly snowing now. The snow let up for a little bit. Probably right after 1:30 it let up. And after the guys went in for lunch, I stayed out here. Brant took my GoPro in and charged it up, thankfully. And it was almost absolutely dead until about just before 3 o'clock, just before maybe 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes before they came back out. Back over here over my shoulder to the swamp, 3 does and a buck with 1 horn came out, made their way towards Dad's blind where Dad was sitting earlier. Now all of a sudden the buck turned around and went back, and the does followed him. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. It was nice to see some deer again. Didn't see deer from about 11 to 3 o'clock, so it's pretty crazy. I'm a little cold. I'm a little shaking a little bit right now. I'm a little cold, and we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully we can get one down in the closing hours of the hunt here.
We change up a bit of location. I'm obviously still in the same position I was before. Nathan's still in the position that he's been all day over the food plot. My dad moved north of the swamp. Just how I was saying all morning how I keep seeing them run north of the swamp. Well, he's been listening to what I've been saying, and he has decided to take a folding chair and go sit north of the swamp, so that if they keep doing that, he might have a shot at a buck if one comes running through. Mitchell decided to call it a day. Quite the opening day for him, wasn't it? just seeing a bunch of does, but it's better than last year's opening day where we saw absolutely nothing. I'm thinking we're going to be sitting for the next couple hours, sit around until about 5:45 when we can't shoot anymore, then call it a day. I don't know if you can see the beauty of this, because this is really cool. Seeing all this snowfall and how big the snowflakes are, this is really cool. If only we could get a deer and make it even cooler. Alright guys, it's starting to get dark. Unless something unforeseeable happens. We've only got about like 13 minutes left, so I can't imagine us getting something unless Nathan and Dad are onto something that I don't know about right now and they have enough time to shoot it. But as far as I go, unless something sneaks into the woods behind me here.
All in all, it was probably one of the better opening days we've had action wise. The action was great in the morning. As it got into the afternoon, it kind of stooped off. Didn't see a lot of bucks all day long. Saw some more deer in the afternoon, but action was pretty good. Last year we were completely stumped in the rain, and this year it was snowing, but we still saw great numbers. So, all in all, I'm glad it snowed instead of rain. Being in that low blind for 12 hours is grueling. I know it doesn't seem like it too much, but it can be really grueling. So I don't know if I'll ever do that again. I probably will, but not very often. All in all, it was a great day, and I can't wait to see what more the season brings.
Just want to thank you guys for following my journey today. Thank you for following Nathan's journey. The parts that he was able to record with his GoPro. It's been a lot of fun out here today, even though we didn't get a chance to shoot anything. It's been fun to get Buckley Outdoors back on the air and get it up and running again. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, tune in next time to Buckley Outdoors.